Okay, hello everybody. My name is Bita Asakura, and I would like to make a series of videos about what I have learned in Buddhism while I lived in Japan. And actually, right now, too, I'm in Japan. I happened to come across the teachings of Buddhism when I was taking classes at University of California in Los Angeles, UCLA. And as I was studying psychology, I found Buddhism to be the most profound form of psychology ever. And it was not, unfortunately, talked about much in my Western psychology textbooks. So I realized the necessity of studying the Eastern philosophy and psychology. And so I went to Japan to study Japanese language and Buddhism. And it's been altogether probably about 9 years that I lived in Japan and studied the teachings. And yeah, so when people hear the word Buddhism, most people think about meditation, perhaps, or wearing the orange robe, or actually shaving the head. Things like that may come to one's mind as they think about Buddhism. But actually, Buddhism is the teaching that helps us come to see who we are. Have you ever wondered about this question? Who am I? What is my life? What am I going to do with my life? What does happiness mean? What kind of happiness suits me the most? So, by actually listening to the teachings of Buddha, we will be able to see who we are, the unchanging aspect of ourselves, and therefore we will be able to savor a happiness that is unchanging as well. So I would like to present these various aspects of the teachings that all have this as their uh, goal and the common thread to know who we are. And yeah, so today I would like to present a story about um, it's a dialogue between two kind of great minds of during history. So there was a Buddhist monk who happened to be always meditating on a tree with his eyes closed. And his name was a bird's nest. Maybe it was his nickname because he was always meditating on a tree. And then um, one day happens to be a Confucian scholar who was passing by that area, and he noticed this monk up on a tree with his eyes closed. So he tried to have some fun at the cost of this meditating monk up on the tree. And so he shouted, saying, "Hey, you up there, isn't it dangerous to be in meditation with your eyes closed at such a high place?" And Bird's Nest shot back, "You who say so are in greater danger." And this Confucian scholar, his name is uh, Bai Jui. Bai Jui was startled, and he knew that this is no ordinary monk to reckon with. And so he said that I am Bai Jui. May I inquire your name, good sir? And so the monk from the tree responded that people call me Bird's Nest. And instantly Bai Jui knew that this is the very famous Buddhist monk that has such a great reputation throughout the whole town. And since there was nobody around, this is a great chance for me to ask him this question that I always wanted to ask, but I never had the chance actually. So he said, "May I ask, what is it that Buddhism teaches? In a few words, will you tell me? And Bird's Nest responded that, well, Buddhism teaches to do various good deeds and refrain from various evil. As soon as Baijui on the ground heard this, he started laughing. That's what Buddhism teaches. Even a 3-year-old boy knows that. And Bird's Nest responded that even if a 3-year-old boy knows it, an 80-year-old man cannot put it into practice. And so this is a very famous dialogue between this Bird's Nest, a very famous Buddhist monk, and the Baijui, a very famous Confucian scholar. So in a nutshell, what Buddhism is all about, everybody seems to be having different theories about what Buddhism really is about. But Buddhism is the teaching that encourages us to do good and stay away from evil. And that is because we all want to savor happiness and we would like to avoid misfortunate experiences. To fulfill this goal, we need to practice various forms of good deeds and stay away from bad deeds. However, as simple as it sounds, it's not easy to do. Let me give you an example of, I happen to have a friend who was teaching English in Thailand, and he shared this with me that when he was new in Thailand to teach English and he went to his first class, and there were many small children in his class, and he felt this particular bond with one of the students in his class who happened to look maybe wearing kind of shabby clothes, as if his family was in poverty. And for some reason he got this urge to give him his fountain pen that he had brought with him, and it was a rather a valuable fountain pen and very precious. But he wanted to do this act of kindness to give that as a present to his student, one of his students. And then the next day, or a few days later, when the student came back to his class, he saw him all bruised up. You know, his eyes were like as if someone had punched him and all bruised up. And he felt so bad. What happened? And later, the student's parents actually came to talk with him that we are so sorry our son had stolen your precious fountain pen. Here, we're giving it back to you. Please forgive our son. And he was like, no, I gave it to him. It was a present. I gave it to him. And they were like, no, we know our son. And they couldn't believe in what my friend was saying, and they just, the parents were very furious at their son. And so through this example, what we can see is how this English teacher tried to do a good action. He had a good intention of bringing some joy, a little bit happiness to this little boy, and it backfired, didn't work out. And instead, actually, the little boy had to suffer more because of this exchange. And so once we listen to the teachings of Buddhism, we learn, gradually we learn the wisdom that is necessary when we practice good deeds. So although doing kindness is very crucial, it doesn't mean we go on the street and practice kindness to anyone randomly. We need to back it up with wisdom. And this wisdom is what we obtain through the teachings of Buddha. And that's exactly what inspired me to go to Japan and learn not only Buddhism, but Japanese, so that I could hear the essence of Buddhism in the original language without any misinterpretations and deviations from the teachings. So this is my goal, to share with you through these mini videos. And please feel free to post for me any comment or questions you have, and I will be happy to address them in my upcoming videos. Okay, have a great day, everybody.